Hi, everybody. About to start my presentation here. Just so you know that at the end of this presentation, I will be giving away some nice prizes to people. So if you stick around and listen, you might reward yourself and your company. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about the rise of mobile games in Asia. I'm Ronen, and I'm from Appsflyer. Appsflyer is a mobile measurement platform. Appsflyer is a mobile measurement platform. We're actually the leading mobile measurement platform doing in-app analytics and attribution. We're connected to 800 mobile networks, agencies, exchanges, and we are an official Facebook and Twitter mobile measurement partner. And we also work very closely with Google, if you guys are still here. Appsflyer SDK has been installed over 4 billion times. We are installed in 9 out of every 10 smartphones around the world. So we have a very huge penetration globally. We have 60 people in our company, based in San Francisco, Tel Aviv, Bangkok, and we're hiring around the region, especially in Asia. So if you want to get on board, let me know. And we just raised $20 million this week in a Series B funding. And we're building our presence here, so thank you. All right, let's get started now. Let's start talking about gaming. What is a mobile game? So a mobile game is a video game that is on your smartphone, or on your calculator, or on your feature phone, or on your PDA, or on any type of media player. So now that we have the definition clearly, change is flooding the market. This industry is changing very, very quickly. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, it was a 2-horse race. The end. But don't worry, there'll always be gamers. Last night, I actually met my first whale. I never thought that they existed. I always thought it was a blue unicorn. And a guy said to me in a bar, "Hey, what are you doing here in Bangkok?" I said, "I'm here for Mobile Games Asia." He says, "Oh, you're a cock!" What? What's a cock? Clash of Clans. The guy spent $25,000 US in Clash of Clans last year. So there are such a thing as whales, and they do exist. The global gaming market could hit $100 billion US in the next 3 years. Half of this will come from one place, Asia. If you look at this map, this is from last year, of around $13 billion in gaming, $6 billion came from Asia, and $6.5 billion came from the rest of the world. So if you are not convinced about how big Asia is, this slide might help you. Asia is growing extremely fast. We see massive growth in Indonesia and Philippines, but guess what? Thailand is still king! All right, another trend that we've seen, and I had to check with my friends at App Annie about this. Less games are actually entering the top 1,000 in 2014 than they did in 2013. And you can see from this slide here, 2013 had more games than 2014. So what does this tell us? Game developers like yourself are starting to focus on quality and not quantity. So things are changing. And that's for Android. Guess what iOS looks like? The exact same thing, okay? So these are in 7 countries around the region that we tracked. And as you can see, in all the countries that we measured, there's less games, but more time is going into developing better games, better quality, so that the user experience improves. I also wanted to share with you the install trend that we see on our platform over the past 4 months in the same 7 countries. And you can see here that towards the end of the year, advertisers are pulling back their budgets. Why? Because it's very obvious. In the second half of December, the ad rates go crazy. So advertisers pull back, except in one country, Indonesia. They still keep going. So this is a very interesting trend that we saw. So we are at an event organized by a Chinese-based mobile conference. So we looked at the Chinese apps that on our platform that have been developed. In 2012, 17% of the apps were marketed globally were coming from China. Today, 43% of the global apps being marketed are from China. So China is the dominant player in the mobile app industry. Okay, time to get out your smartphones and take some pictures. Tip number 1. If you want to target successfully, you got to hit the new devices. We see 50% higher conversion rates, 100% higher user quality. We see users who are using smartphones, they're actually installing 400% more apps than users with older devices. So this is quite significant in the way that users are behaving. Tip number 2, hit the top 25 networks. We have a lot of the networks here today who are part of this list. Tapjoy is here, Vongol is here, StartApp is here, of course Google is here. So this comprises of the top 25 networks on our platform, which are based on a 3-point criteria: volume, user retention, and LTVs. So these are the networks that if you are going to advertise and do user acquisition, you do need to hit these platforms. Tip number 3. Over 600 apps in the App Store have the word kingdom in it, okay? So my advice to you is before you list your app, make sure you test it. A/B test everything. Test your icon, test your app name, test your screenshots, test your description, but test everything independently and make sure that you are optimizing for results, because in some cases you might see a 20x increase in just the organic uptake of your app based on how you're putting it in the App Store. Tip number 4, measure everything. That's right. You have to use in-app events. In our platform, the top 5 in-app events that we see are complete tutorial, registration, login, user retention, and of course, developers measuring in-app purchase. So it's very critical that when you are looking at how your users are behaving in your funnel, you have to know where those users are coming from and how to get more of them. Because part of being a smart marketer is having 100% transparency in your activities. And tip number 5, it's really okay to buy users. On average, 30% of users that come to your apps are paid. So in 2012, as you can see here, in 2012, you could basically put an app in the App Store and you would get users organically because there was no competition. Now you have over 1.5 billion apps in the App Store. So 30% of your users should come from paid, 70% are generated by what we call the K factor in the industry. So these are users who are discovering your app based on how your app is being positioned in the store, based on App Store optimization and other ways of discovering. Okay. Lastly, I said that there would be some prizes at the end of this presentation, so I hope some of you are listening. We are offering 2 months free tracking to anyone who gets these 3 questions or who gets these questions right. So here's my first question. Trivia question number 1. What was the world's first mobile game? A, B, or C? Anyone want to answer this? You are wrong. Charlie. Yes? C, you are wrong also. Anyone want to take a guess? B, Tetris appeared on the Haganuk MT 2000 in 1994. Who got that question right? I don't know, but whoever has this ball gets 2 months free tracking. Okay, let's go to the next one. Which app is this? Which app is this? Anybody? Back. I want to see someone in the back. Okay.
Temple Run.
Wrong. Pardon? Pardon? Wrong.
Okay.
Wrong. And leave it to Songwei to get it right.
So we got it?
Flappy Birds, people, Flappy Birds. Okay, trivia question number 3. Who had a hit celebrity game in 2014? Raise your hand, please. All the way in the back with the pink shirt, raising your hand. You're right. You can come up to me after this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ronen. Thank you. That was very useful tips and very interesting games.